Hi students, welcome back to the physics class. I hope you all understood the previous topics we learned. Today we are going to learn the lightning effect of electric current. So let's see more about it. First one is about incandescent lamp. Do you know what is incandescent lamp? Yes, the normal bulb we used in our house. So let's know more about incandescent lamps. In normal voltages, the filament becomes white hot and gives out light. Such bulbs are the incandescent lamps. The word incandescent means glowing with heat, that we already know. When these lamps are lighted, a small amount of heat is produced. Okay? Students, did you see a small thread-like wire inside the lamps? Yes, that thread-like lamp is a metal named tungsten. Filaments made of the metal tungsten are used inside these type of lamps. Tungsten can become white hot and emit white light for a long time. In order to avoid oxidation of tungsten, the bulb is evacuated. You know what is oxidation? That is reaction with oxygen. Okay? Evacuated means without air. Vaporization can be reduced by filling some inert gas at low pressure inside the lamp. You know, when these types of lamps are glowing, a small amount of heat is produced and there is a chance of vaporization. So for avoiding vaporization, some inert gas are filled inside the lamps at low pressure. Usually, nitrogen is used for this purpose. This filament tungsten has some advantages. Let's see which are they. It has high resistivity, high melting point, high ductility and ability to emit white light in the white hot condition. Usually, the incandescent lamp produces white light. Due to the presence of inert gas or nitrogen, we can feel the white light as yellow color. So, these are the important advantages of tungsten. Due to these advantages of tungsten, it is used inside incandescent lamps. Okay. We know nichrome is also a filament, but nichrome is not used as filament in incandescent lamps. Do you know what is the reason? The reason is that nichrome can remain in red hot condition for a long time, but it cannot produce white light when it is hot. This is the reason nichrome is not used as filament in incandescent lamps. An important point about incandescent lamps are a major part of the electrical energy supplied to an incandescent lamp is lost as heat. So, the use of incandescent lamps are minimized and we are using other types of lamps for conserving electricity. So let's see which are they. First one is discharge lamp. Here some types of discharge lamps are given. Sodium vapor lamp, arc lamp, fluorescent lamp and CFL. And we are familiar with CFL and fluorescent lamp. So let's see what are discharge lamps, how it works. Discharge lamps are glass tubes fitted with two electrodes. They emit light as a result of electricity through the gases filled in tubes. Two metal electrodes at the ends and a glass tube filled with suitable gas at low pressure are the main parts. When a high potential difference is applied, the gas molecules get excited. The ionized atoms move at high speed and collide with unionized atoms among them and excite them to higher energy states. Excited atoms come back to the original states for attaining stability. During this process, the energy stored in them will be radiated as light. The color of the light depends on the gas inside the discharge lamp. If we are filling nitrogen gas inside the glass tube, we will get red color of light. In the case of sodium vapor, yellow color of light is obtained. And if we are filling chlorine gas, green color is obtained. In the case of hydrogen, blue light. and if we are filling mercury inside the lamp, we will get white color of light. And if we are filling neon inside the glass tube, we will get orange red color. Okay. So the color of the light depends on the gas inside the discharge lamp. Next one is the LED bulb. LEDs are light emitting diodes. We know there is no filament inside the LED lamp. It contains diode. So there is no loss of energy in the form of heat. Since there is no mercury like fluorescent lamp, it is not harmful to environment. These are some of the important advantages of LED. Let's see more about LED. Nowadays, LEDs are widely used instead of other lamps. It is the research for high energy efficient and less polluting bulbs that led to the invention of LED bulbs. LED bulbs are more efficient than other bulbs. It has low power consumption, high efficiency and high longevity, that is long lasting, are the other advantages of LED. Production of LED bulbs at low cost must be encouraged to enhance their use, that is for encouraging more use of LED. At the same time, we should know how to do minor repairing of the bulb to facilitate its reuse and also the scientific methods of its disposal to minimize the related environment problem. Okay. So nowadays we are widely using LED bulbs. First one, base unit E22. This is the metallic part that connects the bulb to the holder. Second one, heat sink. The base part close to the base unit of the bulb. It is an arrangement for absorbing heat from the base. Base plate. Metal plate that fixes it to the holder. Then back conductor screws. Screws for fixing wires from LED drive to the base unit. Power supply board. It is also known as LED driver. Function of this is to convert AC into DC. AC is the alternating current and DC is the direct current, and supply necessary output voltage. The same board can be used for 5 watt, 7 watt and 9 watt bulbs. Next one is printed circuit board, also known as LED chip board. LEDs are fixed on this board. In this, the positive and negative polarities are marked. We can see so many LED chips inside this board. Last one, diffuser cup. This is the part from which light comes out of the bulb that we can see from the outside. This is the figure showing a completed LED bulb circuit. Okay. In this way we can make LED bulbs. So let me believe that you all understood the concepts of first chapter. Okay. So don't forget to read the textbook, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me through the WhatsApp. Thank you for watching.